From my perspective, I've seen a great deal of progress within the federal government in mobility initiatives. I think the paradigm shift is starting to happen. When we look at our IT infrastructure, we have to be mobile first because the workforce of the future is mobile. So I think it's going to change the way we architect IT systems, leading with mobile instead of mobile being an afterthought. Verizon takes that to heart. We believe that we're on the cusp of the fourth industrial revolution that's going to be enabled by 5G. And the low latency that 5G brings, the amount of bandwidth that 5G brings. Mobility and IoT are the norm today in our society, and they're becoming a norm within federal agencies. Frank talked about the electronic flight bag, maintenance and logistics applications, the flight line becoming enabled by LTE, and then in the future 5G. But the value is really having the ability to create action on data on a timely manner, and that's about speed and it's about security. AI is the enabler here. So when you think of the progress that's being made, Verizon has invested an awful lot of money in its fiber infrastructure. You have Fios, you have our acquisition of XO, you have the Corning deal. We're laying down fiber at breakneck speed because there is no wireless without wireline, and fiber is part of the solution there. We're also investing a great deal of time, money, and effort into 5G, and we can talk about CBRS and the value of leveraging unlicensed spectrum through LAA with licensed spectrum to create the size of the pipe. But the progress really is marrying the cloud with edge networking. In the government, we refer to it as distributed networking. So putting the intelligence at the edge of the network. They do that an awful lot in industrial IoT. So sensors are actually analyzing the data real time at the edge without the necessary backhaul requirement. That's also important to the government because they need isolation for their degradation of comms initiatives. But high capacity spectrum is the key to edge networking. And we've already kind of touched on CBRS, but then, how do you secure that? And I think one of the most interesting areas today is you look at connected devices. They're going to be connected through a series of different wireless protocols. It could be Bluetooth, it could be near field, it could be Wi-Fi, it could be commercial LTE, it could be private LTE, it could be 5G. And what you're trying to do is enable an IP address in a person with an application real time. And you have to do that globally. And we're doing an awful lot of work in that area, and we'll talk a little bit more about software-defined perimeter and what that enables from a cybersecurity architecture moving forward. I do want to point out, though, Verizon has done a lot of firsts this year. This has been an exciting year for us. We got a gigabyte over LTE. We did our carrier integration work. We did MIMO and QAM. We launched our Cat M1 network nationally.